Bum, ba-da-dum, bum. What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Shyhammer Fantasy Battles, and I got another battle report for you today. I got round 2 of the Dojo I Battles Tournament. Battle. And, round 1, I actually kicked Fergus's ass pretty big, actually. It was a big win for the Orcs and Goblins. And, I got to round 2, and round 2 I'm actually going against Ian, who had a big win against his opponent. So Ian is a Dojo regular, and I usually have a hard time against Ian, so this is going to be a very tough game to begin with. But he has my brother's Skaven army, Vermin swarm, quote end quote. So I'm going to go ahead and have to play him. And I'm not too worried. He has one Doom Wheel, alright, or Dread. And he has a bunch of hordes, and I'm like, well, I got I have two gargantulas. I should be able to handle this. So anyways, let's see how it goes. I'm going to show you what I have on my list. Right here I have King Koopa. King Koopa is my 1-up and 4-up, 4-up armored Goblin Lord. Goblin King. King Koopa. I have my cave trolls here. I got 6 of those motherfuckers. Which were my MVPs in the last round. Let's see how they do in this round. I have a unit of Chaff Wolf Riders. I have the A-Rock. The A-Rock is trusty and wonderful and always a blessing on the table. And then I have her brother, the Chicken Rock. And the Chicken Rock is a work in progress in this picture. It is I'm going to tell you right now, fully operational by the time this video is being made. It's ready for Buckeye battles. And over here I have Kieran the Coyote, and he's on top of this bridge with my Tooth's Crossborks. Tooth's Crossborks are just basically orcs with heavy armor and crossbows. I have two Rock Labas, or Splatterers. And then I have my Orc Horde, 34 orcs, Ed Bashers with spears on accident because I forgot to hit the extra paired weapons, but I just took spears. And then I also have my Nasher Herd. Only 5. I really can't find the 10 points to spare for the 6th. I just can't. Sorry. For my magic, I ended up getting, I took a level 2 Goblin Shaman with extra book for another spell. So he has Evil Eye, Curse of the Big Green Moon, and Fix It Up. And then for my level 2 Orc Shaman, he ended up rolling Zap, and then he ended up rolling Edbutt, but I swapped out Edbutt for Get 'em Lads. Over here, so we have this Buckeye Battles primer, but we have their list, the scenario list. So we're playing with scenario, I think 4 it was. And guys, as soon as I start the video, the fucking ambulance, oh, it's 2 ambulances. Shit's getting crazy. Oh man. Anyways, so we started this primer, and we have this list, and this list basically is for part 4 in the rules. It says we line up, right, and we pick one objective or one buff for our general, right? So one of the buffs is getting the ability to boost your leadership bubble by 6 inches, and after you deploy, you could choose to move one guy over. So my opponent Ian drops his whole army first. I'm pretty sure he dropped everything first, and I saw where he put his dread mill. Come on, go by. All right. So I saw where he put his dread mill. He put his dread mill on my left side. Well, first off, we're playing on this very shitty board. This board has this giant hill that everybody slides off of, and it's really hard to measure on, and it's too fucking terrainy. So I decided I'm just going to stick on the right side. I figure, there's a lot of ruins, there's a lot of trees. My guys are striders. They don't care so much. This will be easy for me. I'm going to stick to the right side, and all his hordes are on the right side. So I put everybody on the right side. I could care less that his left side has these rat ogres. He has rat ogres, a couple of those mortar grenade launcher things. He has a couple of the he has a Ratling gun. He has 2 hordes or 3 hordes. He has plague monks. He has storm vermin, and he has clan rats pushing a bell. Alright, so I figure I'm going to use my chaff to block up his frenzied rat ogres, okay, and I'm just going to make him go the wrong way. That's what he always does to me. I'm going to do it to him. Alright, I'm going to have my trolls line up against the plague monks, because even if the Plague Monks get 1,000,000 attacks, strength 3 on the trolls. They're going to have a hard time wounding the trolls. And I put my crossbows next to them so they can shoot at the Plague Monks while they're doing nothing, you know, basically while they're moving up. Alright? I moved my Orc Horde. I didn't really like where I put my Orc Horde. I really wanted my Orc Horde on the right side, and I was like, I should have thought of this better. So I moved my Orc Horde on the right side, but it was kind of like squished in between the spiders, and I put the spiders over there. I separate my Rock Lobbers because I know he has ambushing gutter runners, so I'm going to have to deal with those. And there he is. There's the bad boy himself, the fucking Doom Wheel, the Dread Mill. And it's painted very masterfully. Alright, and like I said, this is his side over here. He has a Warp Lightning Cannon, he has his Rat Ogres, he has his Plague Monks, he has a couple units of Rat Swarms, he has his Storm Vermin holding a guy on a freaking little like chariot thing, and then in the middle there you can see he has a Plague Claw Catapult actually. So he ended up picking the same thing where it boosts his leadership range by 6 inches. So he already had an 18-inch range. Now it's a 24-inch range for his leadership bubble. And to top it off, he picks up his Doom Wheel and he moves his Doom Wheel to the other side. And I was like, son of a bitch! He's trying to gun my monsters. And I'm like, oh crap. And he's getting turn 1. So I'm going to go ahead and Vanguard. I Vanguard my Wolf Riders this way. They're way out of the range of getting shot at by anything. But it's going to start off turn 1. Vermin Swarm. So first of all, he ends up just moving everybody up. He moves up the Doom Wheel, and he has this thing where he could re-roll the Doom Wheel's distance, I think it was. I forgot how that worked specifically, but he ended up doing it again, and he moved up really far, like a 16 or something like that, or a 14, and it came like kind of in my face, and I was just like, oh. And I know that sounded wrong, guys. You guys can point it out later. I don't care. But it kind of came like right up into my face, and I was just like, all right, well, Koopa sitting on top of that pile of ruin there. Koopa could probably try to hold it up and just until I could get the A-Rock and the Chicken Rock out of the danger. I'm trying to just get the Chicken Rock. First off, I have the web launchers, and the web launchers, I need to hit these guys who are freaking naked. All right, so just to take out chunks of them. That's what I'm going to do. But I am not in a rush to get to the other side. He does have some shooting, but I'm not in a rush to get on the other side. Magic Phase, he gets 5 power dice, and he has a shit ton of spells. I didn't even take pictures of his spells. So he goes ahead and throws up all 5 dice on Devouring Darkness, and I'm like, nope, I am not letting that through. He'll just fuck up my trolls. So he goes ahead and he does the Plague Claw Catapult, and he gave it an upgrade where it does like +1 wound on the center hole, and it hits it directly onto my Chicken Rock, but fails to wound. Woo! The cannon just fails outright. It was just a horrible shot. I think he needed like a 4 or 5, and he ended up rolling a 2. And then it's going to start off, I believe, my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 1. And Koopa charged from the ruins into the Doom Wheel. And he's just like, He fell off his fucking spider. The spider's back piece broke. My shit's breaking like crazy. And Koopa's in. I put him tip to tip like this, and again, there goes something else that sounds very wrong. But I put him tip to tip like this, and just because I don't want to give him a flank charge to Koopa easily from the other side. Magic Phase, I got 7 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up Get 'em Lads to the wheel, and let Koopa get the attribute as well. So he gets both. He gets the rerolls to hit, and he gets some wounds, reroll 1s on the wound. And then we're going to go, that was it. I think the other spell I threw out, he just stopped it right away. So we're going to go to Shooting Phase. Shooting Phase, I'm going to do the Chicken Rocks web launcher, the Chicken Launcher. And it hits a direct hit right into the center of those fucking, those Plague Monks. And it kills like, out of 22 hits, it killed like 10, and he's like, that's just broken. He goes, that's not even right. So it kills him, gives them the web launch. They're freaking can take the Dangerous Trains all they want. I'm gonna go shoot my my Rock Lobber here. This one misfires, takes a wound. This one misfires, takes a wound. What the hell? And then the other web launcher, I believe, missed entirely. Over here, these guys with the crossbows, they start shooting at his Storm Vermin, pick off 4 of his Storm Vermin, and then over here, Koopa does a wound to the Doom Wheel. The Doom Wheel attacks back and does nothing to Koopa, and Koopa's just like, and he sticks there. It's going to go ahead and start off his turn. Vermin Swarm turn 2. Vermin Swarm turn 2, he rings the bell. Bing! I forgot what it does, though, to be honest. Over here, he gave everybody, like, I think, like, Frenzy or an extra attack or something like that. Lightning Reflexes is what it was, I think it was Lightning Reflexes. Anyways, these guys are charging into my chaff. They don't want my chaff chaffing his chaff. Or no, he doesn't want my chaff. He's stopping my chaff with his chaff to stop me from chaffing his rat ogres. Say that 10 times fast. So he charges in. He actually gets in because these are just ruins. He could go right into the ruins, and that's about his only charge. He moves back actually on a lot of his units, so that's something I didn't take a picture of. But he just moved back like 2 inches or 3 inches on most of his units. Magic phase. He gets 6 power dice. He goes ahead and he does Glimpse of the End. Now he does it onto the chicken rock, right? And I had all these dice. I was gonna stop it. I even have a dispel scroll. I was about to use my dispel scroll to stop it, and then he says he rolled double 6s, and I was just like, go ahead. So he's like, all right. So he rolls the miscast. Well, first off, he does Glimpse of the End. He did the boosted version, so he got he does it by -3 to my toughness. So I'm only a tough 3 spider now. And he goes and he does his miscast, and it's only a small template on this guy, and it barely hits any of those clan rats. Only kills like 1 or 2 of them. That sucked. And a wound to the Grace here. Over here, he starts shooting both of these cannon things, these mortars, into the chicken rock, and he racks up only 1 wound. He had a horrible one. It's like 2d6 hits and or 2d6 shots, and he only rolled like a 4. And he was just like, son of a bitch, or not even a 4. I think it might have been like a 4 or a 6 or something like that. And he was just like, that sucks. And he only got 1 wound off, even though that happened. So he goes in and he does the play claw catapult, hits him, wounds him, does 3 wounds. And that's all he was able to get off. All his other shooting basically failed him. The chicken rock's alive, took the lower toughness in vain, but he still lived. That's awesome. Over here, the Wolf Riders. The Wolf Riders actually killed the rat swarms. That's fucking awesome. And they're going to be free to chaff up the rat ogres later. Over here, Koopa. Koopa did 1 wound here, but that thing still sticks, and it's going to start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 2. And for those of you who are watching, okay, he actually shot Koopa with the electrical beam into Koopa's gut, and Koopa's rubber insulated gut just shock absorbed it. Anyways, my turn. I didn't really charge. I don't believe I charged anybody. I just moved up, moved around, moved back, whatever, right? Anyways, I got magic phase. I got 4 power dice, and I use all my dice just to dispel that spell and keep my chicken rock alive. Shooting over here, I'm going to go ahead and shoot my web launcher again, and he's just like, are you fucking kidding me? You need to wound me on 5s, and look at this roll. Out of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 hits, I got more wounds than I did misses on a 5-up. 2, 4, 6, 7. He's just like, you got it. He's like, I'm gonna stop fucking letting you take pictures of how many guys died. I'm just gonna. So that's why I took this picture of the dice, to show you actually how many died, because he didn't let me. He just grabbed all the dead bodies and took them. He's like, I'm done. I don't want to show how many people died from this shit. So they're web launched again. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot my crossbow orcs at his storm vermin again, and I end up killing off 2 more. Then I go ahead and do this fight with Koopa, and Koopa doesn't do a single wound. He does 1 wound to Koopa, but Koopa sticks. It's gonna start off Vermin Swarm turn 3. Vermin Swarm turn 3 goes into magic phase. He got 5 power dice. These guys popped up. They didn't pop up in the last round, but they popped up. Forgot to mention that. That's all. That is all. Anyways, magic. He goes ahead and he does Devouring Darkness, and I dispel it again. Shooting phase. One of these guys misfires and shoots the wrong way, I believe. The other one shoots at the chicken rock, does another wound to the chicken rock. This guy misfires up here, and he's just like, this is bullshit. These guys over here, they start shooting at my freaking catapult, and they just destroy my catapult. And then this guy over here, he shot Koopa again, but failed to wound Koopa again. Koopa's making lucky regen and lucky armor saves. So Koopa goes and does another wound onto his Doom Wheel here. He's up to 4 wounds on this thing. He goes ahead and attacks Koopa, and he gets, I am not kidding, the luckiest strength 3 hits ever, and it kills Koopa. What the fuck? Oh man, I'm not even mad. Koopa like held the thing for like 3 or 4 rounds of combat, and he was taking grinding attacks. He was taking like freaking full strength lightning bolts, and he got killed by some rats inside the Dreadmill. They ate his eyes out. Oh man. Anyway, it's gonna start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 3. Orcs and Goblins turn 3. I decide to charge. He chaffed up my trolls on the left side. I've been moving my trolls up to the left flank by themselves, and I moved my Wolf Riders as chaff against both his plague monks and his rat ogres, which were both really close. So I'm chaffing 2 units with 1 piece of chaff, to be honest. That is fucking awesome. So I decided to, he tried to chaff my trolls with his rat swarms, and I'm going to countercharge his chaff with my squig hoppers here. So that'll shrink them up and let the trolls move around a little bit. I decided to charge my orcs that kept getting closer and closer and closer. I decided to charge them, since they have spears, why not, into his doom wheel. And then they get in, but I really couldn't put them in because the fucking pond was going to knock everybody over. And I still don't charge my rocks closer. Both my A-Rock and Chicken Rock, they're moving up closer, but he kept moving back, so I don't want to have this massive failed charge. I want to get guarantee my charges in. I moved the Chicken Rock into the forest to give him a harder target to get ballistic skill shooting off on him. Magic Phase got 7 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up Fix It Up, stops it. Throw up Zap, stops it. Throw up Curse of the Green Moon, stops it. I go ahead and I do the Web Launcher, and the Web Launcher hits. I think I was aiming for his guys again, but they drifted off, and I ended up getting only like 3 guys, and I missed all 3, but it still gives them a debuff for DTs. And that's the other reason why he couldn't charge his Plague Monks. Yeah, I was chaffing him, but if he charged, he's going to have to take DTs for the charge and DTs for the overrun. That's insane. This guy over here is going to start off my shooting phase, or actually, I guess the Chicken Rock started the shooting phase, but whatever. This guy over here is going to shoot at his catapult, and BAM! Kills the fucking catapult. Or not the catapult, the lightning cannon. Woo! And my orcs just destroyed his fucking doom wheel. Actually, my general inside that unit went first, initiative 5, and just chopped it into pieces. I do not overrun. I just kind of reform to face off his unit so I get front charges. And over here, my squigs ended up killing off his rat swarms and overrunning this way. I think I took like 1 casualty from the DTs. But I overrun this way just to get in his way of his Plague Monks and not allow him to have any charges. It's going to start off his turn. Turn 4, Vermin Swarm. And he's just like, fuck it. And he points, I'm going to charge this fucking chaff this way over here. I'm like, okay. And he, I believe he charges into the squigs if the squigs weren't charging him, I think. I don't remember. I think I charged him. He ends up moving both his mortars as chaff to my Chicken Rock, A-Rock, and my Orcs. He doesn't want me going straight for his main blocks. Magic Phase, he got 4 power dice, and he goes up and throws up Mind Razor on these guys. Basically, he doesn't want these guys to get charged in the flank for the overrun or anything like that. And then that's about... Oh, he uses the Shadow Step to move his guy here closer to... So it really fucks me up with the chaff. And then over here, this guy's going to start shooting his freaking catapult into the Chicken Rock. Kills the Chicken Rock. Took him a lot of effort to kill that 1 Chicken Rock. And then this guy over here is going to start shooting and ends up killing off nothing. I don't have a picture of what he killed. The Rat Ogres killed my chaff, and they end up running this way. And these guys destroy the Squig Hoppers. And since I charged him, he just turned them this way. So I'm going to go ahead and start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins, turn 4. Orcs and Goblins, turn 4. I'm charging it. I'm like, fuck it. I got my Trolls into his Storm Vermin. I try to charge my A-Rock into his mortar, hoping that he would fail the panic check. He didn't. He passed it with flying colors. I charged my Orcs into the other one that's in front of them, and that's about it. Magic Phase, I got a wonderful 2 dice. 2! And I go ahead and I throw up all 2 dice and my channel into Get 'em Lads, and he's just like, yeah, I'm going to have to give him a Dispel Scroll. And this was because I failed the charge. I think with the Trolls I failed the charge, but because I failed the charge, I basically threw this out there knowing that if he charged me, I would still mess him up. And he's just like, I can't let that one through. So he uses his Dispel Scroll. Shooting Phase, these guys with the Crossbow Orcs, I turned them last turn. I tried to do a Swift Reform. They failed the Swift Reform. They just turned around. So I really couldn't shoot shit last round. But you know what? They're facing this way. They were facing the guys who were trying to pick off the Chicken Rock. And guess what? They end up killing two of the Gutter Runners that popped up over here. Why is this frozen? There we go. Kills 2 of the Gutter Runners that popped up over here. Causes them to panic, and they ran off the table. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, man. The Chicken Rock destroys his mortar. The Orcs destroy their mortar. The Trolls are in trouble. It's going to start off his turn, turn 5. Turn 5. Vermin Swarms. Excuse me, I'm running out of my steam here. So he charges the Plague Monks into the Trolls. He charges the Storm Vermin into the Trolls. and I have to stick. He charges his main slave block or clan rat block into my A-Rock, and they're all gonna get in. Everybody connects in, right? Now the big issue here right now is what can my orcs countercharge on the next turn? Because if they can countercharge into his slaves, he's fucked. Or the clan rats, he's fucked. If I could charge into his storm vermin, he's fucked. But whatever. Magic phase, he got 10 power dice, which is great. Come on, give me the fucking picture. Why does it freeze up on pictures on me? So anyways, he goes down and he throws up the first one, which is Glimpse at the end. He fails the cast. So then he rolls the second spell, which I forgot what it was, and I used my Dispel Scroll, and it was like a high cast. And then he used his last spell, and I stopped him with the dice, and he goes, "Wow, I had 10 dice, you had 5, and you stopped everything." And I was like, "Yep." This catapult, well, in all fairness, he stopped one of himself. This catapult shoots at my, I don't know what this is. It's a picture of Ian and Todd. His play call shoots at my orcs, missed them entirely, and then over here, he ends up doing impact hits, does 1 wound. My A-Rock goes. I mean, I don't think anybody really hurt my A-Rock. My A-Rock goes, and I end up killing off like 10 guys. And even though I killed off 10 guys, he's steadfast. But not only is he steadfast, I fucked up my counter charge by doing that many wounds. And because I did that many wounds, even though I was in a fine range to be stubborn and steadfast, it took away my counter charge from my orcs. And that causes me to not have a target on that side. That sucks, actually. To be honest, what I should have done was just focus all my effort onto the bell. I would have been stubborn for a turn, but it would have allowed me to give a counter charge for myself into his unit. That really does suck. Wow. Anyways, over here, he does 7 wounds onto my trolls. My trolls he does 8 wounds, and my trolls regen save 7 of the 8 wounds. I take it back. They had a wound on him, I believe. Didn't they? Maybe not. He did 4. Excuse me. He did 11 wounds. I saved 7. That's what happened. 12. I'm just adding up the numbers here. I'm sorry. I go ahead and I attack back. I end up killing off a bunch of his storm vermin, because storm vermin to me are actually easier to kill than his fucking plague monks. But I fail combat by a very little amount. He has a banner, he has BSB, he has ranks, he has the charge. I did so many wounds. I fail by a little bit, but my general gives him a one-time chance of sticking around on a 4, and I fail. And he chases down my units. He chases down my stone trolls. He did it so he could try to get his guys out of range. It's going to start off my turn, turn 5, and guess what? He definitely was not out of line of sight of my orcs. So I'm going to charge his plague monks, which are extremely weakened now because they got hit with so many web launchers, in the flank. He can't do anything because he's frenzied. And I'm going to charge. I get in, and this is basically the last picture I have. I'm going to wipe out that unit because he has I have a charge, a flank, a big flank, banner, BSB, all that crap, right? On top of the fact that my general, BSB, and all those guys are in there, they're going to attack. But because my goblin is on the unit on that side, and the way I did the charge, when I overrun, I'm going to overrun, hit the back end of his storm vermin, and he is going to take a rear charge, and he just calls the game. He's like, "You got this." He's like, "I can't do anything about that. You're gonna get you're gonna wipe out my plague monks, and you're gonna wipe out my storm vermin." And not only that, but trolls actually got away, so they actually survived. He's like, I don't have it. He goes, "You got the game right there." So it's another massive Orcs and Goblins victory. This actually puts me in a high, and I mean a high, first place with 2 Massacre wins with extra objective points. So first off, this is awesome. I'm doing great. I'm like going off, you know, like at the beginning of this game, when I looked at the scores, the first game, my brother and I were like, we don't want to play each other, let's play Fergus and his son. And then my brother ended up playing some other guy named Steve, who just showed up that day with High Elves, which was awesome. It's awesome to see new people just come into the dojo and just say, "Hey, I want to play in the tournament." But then the second round comes, and we look at the scores, and my brother tabled his guy Steve, and I tabled Fergus. So it was like, it could be me versus you. And he's like, "Let's try to hold that off." And I was like, "Alright, fine." So I was like, well, next up would be me versus Ian, and then my brother versus Judson. So my brother ended up tabling Judson, where Judson only had 40 points left on the table, and I ended up tabling Ian. So round 3 comes around, and in first and second place, it's me versus my brother. Oh, shit. Oh, man, I really try to avoid playing my brother. I really did try to avoid playing my brother, but it's unavoidable. It's going to be round 3, guys. It's going to be a hell of a game. It's a bloody game. It always is a bloody game against my brother. Jeez. If you guys remember the last battle report we had like 5 or 6 models left on the table, period. And I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be disappointing. It's going to be a bloodbath. Alright, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys hit like and subscribe. I'm trying to get these videos out. I'm trying to get them out while I'm on the road, because we're leaving tonight for Buckeye battles. And actually, we're leaving like in a couple hours for Buckeye battles. So I'm going to be editing this video while I'm in the car. 2 Buckeye battles. In the meantime, and I'm going to try to get the third one started while I'm on the road to Buckeye battles. So that way I could get it to you while I'm probably at the hotel. Hoping that our hotel has, Wi-Fi for me to use. I'm hoping. We have a 1-star hotel. I doubt it has Wi-Fi. That's Dan's fault, by the way. Dan is the high elf player I always play. He was the one who was getting rooms, and he's like, I found us a cheap room. And I was like, sure, go ahead, book it. And he books it, and it's a fucking 1-star hotel. I'm like, man, we're going to come back with like bed bugs, and like there's not going to be a roof on that hotel. But that's part of the fun, the journey. Anyways, guys, cool thing about Buckeye battles is over 100 people are going to be there. So that means I have a 1% chance of playing anybody who I really would like to play or not like to play. I have a 1% chance. So there might be a 1% chance I play Once Bitten or Vince Venturella, and there might be a 1% chance I play Ian again. Anyways, so guys, I hope you're enjoying this. I enjoy making these videos. Hit like and subscribe, like I said. If you guys can help out, and I was just told on my YouTube channel that I gotta stop begging for money. But guys, I got 2 weeks to go to Greece. I'm gonna beg for money. He said, "Where's my pride and dignity?" I'm like, I'm an Orc and Goblin player, dude. I have no pride and dignity. Oh man. So guys, if you guys can help out, please help me out. I got I have a GoFundMe page and a PayPal page set up in the description box. You could throw in any kind of contribution, would be greatly appreciated. And I got 2 weeks left till Greece, so 2 weeks after Buckeyes to go to Greece. So anything would really help, guys. Besides that, I have round 3 coming up. My brother versus brother for first place at the Dojo Eye tournament. What's gonna happen? I'm gonna tell you right now. One of the Silva brothers will win. And not only that, guys, at Buckeye Battles, we're doing the team tournament, and me and my brother are, of course, the Team Silva, Team Shyhammer. Alright, guys, I hope you're enjoying this, and, oh, MVP! Woo! I almost forgot. MVP, honestly, even though the Orc Horde cleaned up, and I mean cleaned up, they mopped up everybody, I really want to give it to the Orc Horde, guys, but I think the MVP were those web launchers. Holy shit. So I'm going to give it to the Chicken Rock and the A-Rock. Those two messed them up. Not only that, but those two actually distracted the fact that my Orc Horde came and mopped up. So, the Orc Horde got way too many points. They got the frickin' Doom Wheel, they got the Storm Vermin, they got his General, they got his BSB, they got his Plague Monks, yeah. But he was so focused on the spiders that he didn't see these guys coming. Woo! What a win. Anyways, guys, so, anyways, and then also Unsung Heroes, Crossborks for taking out the Gutter Runners. And besides that, guys, I hope you're enjoying. Take care, and peace.